समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भवानी शङ्करौ वन्दे श्रद्धा विश्वासरूपिणौ याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धाः स्वान्तस्थमीश्वरम्। दुर्गुणदोषं घोरपातकम् दुर्गुणदोषं घोरपातकम् दुर्गुणदोषं घोरपातकम् दुर्जनमैत्रीं पापकारणं दुष्टसंगं बुद्धिनाशकम् दुर्जनहृदयं विषहलाहलं दुष्टसहवासं मृत्युदायकम् दुर्गुणदोषं घोरपातकम् दुर्जनमैत्रीं पापकारणं दुष्टसंगं बुद्धिनाशकम् दुर्जनहृदयं विषहलाहलं दुष्टसहवासं मृत्युदायकम् तन्निवारणं तत्त्वचिन्तनं तत्त्वचिन्तनं साधु समागम Sattva-sangraham. Sattva-sangraham. Sadhu-samagama. Sadhu-samagama. Sattva-sangraham. Sattva-sangraham. Dharmacharanam. Dharmacharanam. Satyavachanam. Satyavachanam. Sadhu-samagama. Sattva-sangraham. Dharmacharanam. Dharmacharanam. Satyavachanam. Satyavachanam. Sitaram. Sitaram. Sritajanarashakam. Sritajanarashakam. Sitaram. Sitaram. Sritajanarashakam. Sritajanarashakam. Tannivaranam. Tattva-chintanam. Sadhu-samagama. Sattva-sangraham. Dharmacharanam. Satyavachanam. Sitaram. Sritajanarashakam. Sritajanarashakam. Sitaram. Sitaram. Manner of conducting oneself becomes very prominent in one's own life. Neeti also means manner of conducting oneself. How we conduct ourselves in this world is very important, because our conduct, our behavior is necessary in order to express ourselves in this world in relation to various circumstances, situations connected with beings and people. And Neeti also means guidance. It also means direction. We look for guidance, especially in connection with our behavior, because there are always people pointing out things at us, suggesting to us, assisting us, helping us how we should be in this world, how we should behave in this world, for attaining our desires and also reaching our goals. Attainment of our goals is possible through our conduct. So we need guidance, we need direction. So So there are people, there are certain guidelines well established by great masters in the form of Shastra, Neeti Shastra, a science of moral behavior, prudent behavior. So Neeti also means prudent behavior. So we need to be wise as far as our behavior is concerned. Surprisingly, Neeti also means management. One of the meanings, not the only meaning, but one of the meanings is management. Of course, management means many things. Neeti also means scheme. It also means plan. All these are connected with our life and our living only. So when there are various things in the world, various situations in the world, along with people and various other beings, then we have to choose our actions in relation to them. So what type of actions should be there in our life, how we should behave, how we should conduct ourselves. All this becomes important because there is always a comparison between the good and the bad. We live in a world where there is a lot of comparison between the opposites. So always we are told to be good, to do good. And how do we understand what is good? We are told to listen to certain things. And then we compare and contrast them with the bad, and then our understanding becomes more clear. So when we say we have to conduct ourselves, then when we say that our behavior is very important, then what type of behavior? Good behavior, bad behavior, good conduct, bad conduct. In our schools also, they give us certificates to the students. Conduct certificate, bona fide certificate, good behavior. Even in companies also they do give appreciation certificate. Such and such a person has worked here and we felt very happy. Not that he is going, but we are very happy because of his good doing or good conduct, good behavior. His appraisals will be there even while working also. This is very important because we have to maintain relationships with so many people and definitely with so many situations. And each action will leave an impression in our mind and also will lead us into a situation where it will show its result in the form of a situation which we have to face. So, instead of leaving this decision to the individual, the great thinkers, wise thinkers have selected, in other words, collected certain good guidelines and presented to us in the form of the Neeti Shastra. Various people have written various Neeti Satakas, Neeti Sutras and all that. But it is all connected with our own conduct, our own behavior. It also means reference. Neeti also means reference. Ni also means prapanam, meaning to make people obtain or to make people gain. What? One way it is justice, another way elevation and rise. Ni also means to lead. So to lead oneself, to guide oneself. in the society. So there is always a choice which way to go, this way or that way. So then we have to choose. So when we have to choose, we need certain guidelines which enable us to choose. So these guidelines are given by the great thinkers, the great masters. When they say that something is bad or someone is bad, it is not that their mindset is filled with something bad. It is only to give us some guidance. They are referring to something as bad and something as good. They don't think we can choose between them. We have to always avoid the bad behavior, bad conduct, bad mannerism. People only will point out to us how we behave. Good behavior gives happiness not only to others, but it will create a clarity of thought and expression in ourselves. When we take the good behavior, there will be clarity inside. And that makes our expressions very clear and pure and genuine, decent and honest. And when we choose the other type of behavior, mind will get clouded because there will be no clarity. For the sake of one's own clarity, it is always advisable to lead oneself in a good manner and to have good conduct. Bad conduct sometimes is because of association, company. So when we relate ourselves with people who are of a bad conduct, bad mannerism, bad behavior, it influences us. Sometimes we may not know that they are having such a behavior, such a conduct. So Chanakya helps us in making us aware about such things, that we have to be very cautious in our relationship with the people of bad conduct, bad character, of course bad behavior. He also advises that the moment we recognize something which is not good in people, it is better to maintain some distance with them, with respect of them, because it will influence our mind, it will affect us. So Chanakya is little strict in his advice and in instructions about maintaining a distance, a safe distance from the people of bad behavior. As we have already understood, sometimes this bad behavior or conduct or mannerism which arises sometimes in us, probably because of the bad company, association, sometimes because of inner disposition, which is called as inner nature, which is called as svabhava. If we have to observe in a person, Sri Chanakya says, don't be misled by selected or selective expressions or only certain actions. You wait in patience and keep observing the person. After some time, you will notice that the inner disposition finds an expression. The svabhava comes out, it surfaces. That often goes on repeating. How much of an effort we may put into cover it up, still it cannot be subdued like that. one time or other it finds its expression. Even the person who is expressing his inner disposition, he is unaware of such an expression. So we have to wait in patience, take our time, and then only frame any opinion about others, in judging others, as far as bad and good behavior is concerned. So then, here it is said, Durjanam Duratas Tyaje. Meaning, keep clear of a bad person. Be away from a bad person. Continuing further, Chanakya says, Durachari Durdrushtihi Duravasi cha Durjanaha Yanmaitri Kriyate Pumbihi Narashigram Vinashyati Narashigram Vinashyati. 19th sloka of second chapter of Chanakya Neeti Darpanam. Here Sri Chanakya says, Durachari Durdrushtihi Duravasi cha Durjanaha Yanmaitri Kriyate Pumbihi Narashigram Vinashyati. Durachari, one who Yanmaitri Kriyate Pumbihi, he who befriends or makes a friendship with people of such and such behavioral patterns. What is that? Durachari. He who makes friendship with such and such people. Who are those people? Durachari. Durachari means a person of bad practice. Whatever he practices, that is not good, that is bad. Durachari also means a fallen person. Fallen from good levels. Fallen person. Durachari also means a person of bad character. So, he who makes friendship with a person of bad character. Friendship means there will be intimacy, there will be openness. So, the mind gets easily not only influenced but also affected and also polluted. That is why Chanakya says that person who befriends a Durachari and Durdrushtihi, meaning a person of evil eye. The drishti of the person is not good. Evil eye. It also means a person of evil intentions. So, Durdrushtihi and Duravasi cha. Duravasi. One who stays in a bad place. A place which is termed as bad by the Shastra or by great wise people. Certain places are there which are termed as bad places because of the things that are done in that place, because of the situation which is not good in relation to that place, various things that are performed in that place. So all that will term a place as a bad place. So people or the person who stays or lives in a place that is not good, that is bad, and Durjanaha, a person who is sinful. He always commits sins. So, anyone who makes friendship with Durachari, Durudrishti, Durabhasi and Durjana, such people, such a person, Naraha, Shigram Vinashyati, such a person gets destroyed in quick time, destroyed in no time, destroyed soon. Because the analysis is clear, the conduct is bad, the intention is bad, the place where he comes from is bad. As a person, he is completely bad because he is sinful. So, when such people are in our company, definitely it will influence us. Slowly that will reflect in our behavior and find an expression, and we will be caught unawares in the midst of such a behavior. So that is why Chanakya advises us to keep ourselves away from such people. And somebody asked Chanakya, what if such a person has some knowledge in him? Chanakya says, see, he speaks differently of different people. About the people who are of low caste or birth, he says if there is anything great, treat them as equals or even higher. He never differentiates between the caste system. He always says if there is good guna, if there is good wisdom, if there is good talent, treat them as equal or even more and respect them and then imbibe those things. But when it is connected with a person of bad behavior, with all these things in the person, then Chanakya says, even if there is knowledge in that person, if the head is filled with some knowledge, even then you better be away because you do not know. Because only in the head, at the surface layer, at the surface level, on the top layer, there is some knowledge. But deep inside, if you look into the person, there will be more poison. And the example Chanakya gives is, sometimes it is said in the village side that there are some serpents which are very old in age and then they have diamonds on their hood or on their head. Even when the diamond or gem is there on the hood or head of the serpent, which is giving some light and all, but still there is poison. So be careful, don't go near it. It will always hurt you. You are always in danger. So this is a guideline to many of us who sometimes because of seeing something, whether it is a money or whether it is some position, whether it is a rank, whether it is some power, whether it is something in that person, even though the person is bad, they maintain a contact or a company or a friendship or involvement with such a person in the relationship. So Chanakya advises that is not good. One time or other, it will harm us because our life will be in danger. You do not know when we will be stung with that poison in a person. So Chanakya refers to the presence of poison in the inner layers of the mind and the interiors of the heart. So he advises us be careful. And he also says some bad people are intelligent in their expressions, cunningly intelligent he says, because they talk very sweetly. Their speech is very sweet. It is said very nicely. Durjanaha Priyavadi cha Naiva Vishwasa Karanam. Says you cannot trust such people. Even though they talk sweetly, you cannot trust them because they may talk sweetly, their tongue might be sweet. But when you look deep inside, when you wait for a while, after some time, you see that Inside there is harshness. Inside there is kathorata. It is said, Madhutishtati jihvagre Prudihalahalam visham. Madhutishtati jihvagre. Jihva agre, at the tip of the tongue, at the edge of the tongue, there is madhu, that is tishtati, there is honey at the tip of the tongue. But hrudi, inside the heart, how long the things that are there on the tip of the tongue can remain intact? One time or another, what is there inside the heart will come out. How long a person can control? It will come out because Swabhava will manifest. Swabhava has to come out. So, inside the heart, Hrudi Halahalam Visham. Inside the heart, there is the deadly poison. So, the advice of Chanakya is, don't look at the external expressions, whether it is through words or whether it is through mannerism. So, don't simply fall flat for those things. You wait for a while and continue to analyze and observe them, then you will soon discover what is inside will slowly come out. Then at least we can understand and then we can be cautious and careful. We need not get involved in that relationship. We may regard them as citizens and respect them. Still respect can be given, but at the same time, we need not accept whatever they say or whatever they do. This is the difference. Respect doesn't mean we accept everything. Respect because we have a good conduct in ourselves, we are of good mannerism, so we respect everybody. Because in everyone deep inside there is the presence of divinity. Or as a human being, because the person has come up to the level of human being, we respect the person. But doesn't mean we accept everything. That is what Chanakya advises us. So, maintain a distance inside also in the mind and maintain a distance outside also, because it is not really safe in maintaining a close proximity with such people. Because we need to have some clear understanding about these things. Continuing further, he also says, for evil people, expressing sweetness in speech and some mannerism, and also hiding all their inner disposition inside and waiting for an opportunity to take the chance and then express it totally, is a game that is played by the people of bad behavior. He says it is a game. And Chanakya also says, if we were to choose between relationship or friendship with a bad person and a snake, what is the advice of Chanakya? Durjanasya sarpasya varam sarpo na durjanaha sarpo damshati kalena durjanastu pare pare. If we were to choose between an evil person and a snake to keep company with, he says, varam sarpo, choose the serpent, choose the snake, na durjana, and not the person of evil mind or evil behavior. Why? Sarpo damshati kalena, because snake will bite only in self-defense. Only it is in danger, only it is necessary, then only the snake will bite. Otherwise, snake will not generally keep on biting people. It will not bite. So only when it is senses a danger because of some action of somebody, then only it will try to bite in self-defense. Then he says, Durjanastu pade pade. But the evil person always tries to put a bite for any reason at any time. Because that is the nature, that is the swabhava. So if that is the nature, that person will put a bite at any time. For any reason. Whatever might be the reason, the bite will come. Whatever might be the time, the bite will come. Whether there is danger or not, this swabhava is like that. Any situation, first what comes out is the swabhava. How much ever they try to control, it comes out. So, he always advises us to study the behavior of a person and then only make friendship with the person. You can do service to anybody. Service he does not restrict. Expressing service or offering service, he doesn't stop anywhere. Anybody needs service, you give service. To protect that person, to safeguard that person, to help that person, uplift that person, that is okay. But if you want to make a friendship, you have to be very selective, you have to be very careful. Because you will be influenced slowly by the behavioral patterns and expressions of that person. It says, the words of an evil person will be like a sandal paste. How a sandal paste will be very fragrant and also very cool to affect actually. Very nice also, cool to affect also, and then it's very fragrant also. But it says, the heart will be full of cruelness, cruelty, harshness. Evil person's heart will be like that. And then he says, somebody asked him, so can some counseling be given to this bad person? Some counseling. And then can we change the bad person? Chanakya says, first focus on yourself. Protect yourself from being changed by that person. So, in the process of changing that person, who knows, you might become changed. You might be influenced by the change. So, don't attend such things. And then he continues to say, he says, no amount of counseling can turn an evil person into a noble one. Why? He gives a reason. He says, the basic nature is impossible to change. There he gives a nice example. He says, Amula Sitta Payasagritena Na Nimba Vruksho Maduratvaneti. Says, if a neem tree is irrigated with, if you pour to the neem tree or if you irrigate the neem tree with payasa and gritena, with milk and ghee, you go and then take milk and pour at the roots of the base of the neem tree, and take ghee also and pour at the base of the neem tree. Even if you irrigate it with payasa and gritena, the nimba vruksho maduratvaneti, it will not become sweet, or it will not commence giving or producing sweet fruits. It will not give sweet fruits, nor it will become sweet. Counseling and then so many sessions, all that, it is not going to change the behavior unless and until the person is ready. That is totally different. When the person will get ready, that God only knows. But as long as we continue to attempt to change such a person, no change may happen. Because there will be no clarity at all in the person. The behavior is so powerful that it will influence whatever counseling is given to the person. in one school, a teacher, after explaining the meanings of discovery and invention, she explained to these students what is discovery, what is invention, what is the difference between both. Then she asked one student, now get up and then give examples from real life about discovery and invention. The boy said, my father discovered my mother. Both of them together invented me. He has understood in his own way very clearly. She asked him for real life example. He gave real life example. Anything that is said to anyone is not directly understood as it is. Always there is a screen of Swabhava which filters this inputs and then it modifies them according to one's own level of thinking and understanding. That is why many people advise openness in listening, openness, open-heartedness in attending the satsanga. Even in satsanga, if we sit with our own preconceived notions and preformed opinions, then we will not be able to allow the change to happen or the knowledge to influence our mind. It will not be able to influence because we are already filtering it with our own screens. One wife asked the husband, suddenly if I die, all of a sudden if I die, what will you do? The husband said, suddenly I will go mad. Because I cannot stand it, I will go mad. And the wife said, oh, that means you love me so much. I understood. You love me so much. And I am sure that you will never marry again. And the husband said, a mad person can do anything. I will go mad, but a mad person can do anything. How much ever he tries to say things, the inside disposition, the swabhava, inner disposition that comes out. It will surface. How long it can be inside? One wife asked the husband, before marriage, you used to express so much of love, and after marriage, you don't care for me at all. What is this? The husband said, before marriage, you were more dear to me than my life. Now my life is more dear to me than you. That's the difference. So these things keep changing. Because for some time it might be there, but afterwards something else becomes important. Because what makes those things important is not only the situations that are presented to us from time to time externally or circumstances that are there which are happening externally, but it is actually that which makes us select those things from inside. That which makes our mind and intellect pressurized to select those things externally. Our choices are governed by and ruled by our swabhava, our nature. That's what is there inside. So that will surface and then influence our choices and selections. One son asked the father, because he saw many times something happening between his father and mother. And father was many times complaining, I come home to take rest and there is no rest. And you don't give me rest. So always he used to listen. So he asked, Dad, who created the world? Then the father said, God created the world. And the son asked, and what did he do afterwards? Afterwards, he took some rest. Oh. And then what did he do afterwards? Then the father said, after he took some more rest, and then he created a man. And then the son asked, oh, he created a man. Then what did he do afterwards? Afterwards, he took some more rest. Oh, some rest. Then what did he do afterwards? Afterwards, he took more rest, and then he created a woman. Oh, he created a woman, said the son. And then he said, I think afterwards he took more rest. Am I right? He asked him. Then the father said, after he created a woman, neither God nor man got any rest. Because she kept them busy, always giving work to them. Not that in any bad manner, but always giving work to them. And then he asked, Dad, now I understood why you don't get respect at home. What gives peace to us, real rest to us, is, according to Chanakya, one of the things according to Chanakya is a good behavior, good association. Good behavior, learn from good association. Distance from bad association. Our mind will be at peace only. What will rob the peace of our mind? If we look into our mind and start analyzing something happening somewhere because of some situation, some circumstance, some expression, some saying, something, definitely it will be related to something connected with some behavior of somebody. Whether it is good or not good, choice is totally ours. So, it is further said that even if we dip the neem tree in honey, even if you pour honey on the neem tree or dip the neem branch in the honey, still it will not taste sweet. That powerful is the swabhava of these bad people. And it is further said in the Neeti Sataka, even if a neem tree is garlanded with fragrant flowers, garland the tree, still the bitterness remains. In Yuddha Kanda of Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, Ravana tells Malyavanta in Yuddha Kanda, the Yuddha is going on and all that. So, there were so many advices that were given to Ravana. Even now, it is still safe for you to give away what Sri Ramachandra wants, make peace with Sri Ramachandra, or at least go and meet and then smile at him. He will take care of everything. He will make friendship with you. He will only talk with you, and he will only offer you. You just go there, and some advisors were just go and then respectfully salute, or just go down, and then you will be protected. Your life will not be in danger. You will be forgiven. You will be given back your kingdom. He will not want anything. All that he wants is he has to take back his Sita. That's all. Please go there. At least now you can save all the people, the entire kingdom, and yourself also. So many advices were given to him. He heard most of them. But to Malyavanta, he says, Dvidha bhajyeya mayyevam Dvidha bhajyeya mayyevam nanameyam tu kasyachit एष मे सहजो दोषः स्वभावो दुरतिक्रमः स्वभावो दुरतिक्रमः द्विधा भज्येयमय्येवम् न रमेयं तु कस्यचित् एष मे सहजो दोषः स्वभावो दुरतिक्रमः. This is a famous saying in Sanskrit. Swabhavo duradikramah. Nature cannot be changed, or it is very difficult to change the nature. Ravana says, Dvidha bhajyeyam mayi evam. Even if you split me into two, cut me into two, tear me into two, divide me into two pieces. Split me, cut me, tear me, divide me into two pieces. Na nameyam tu kasyachit. I will not bow down to anyone. I will not bow down. Even if you cut me into two, I will not. Why? Yesha me sahajo dosha. This is my natural defect. Sahajo dosha. What to do? I am born with it. Natural defect. So he is slowly attributing the blame to nature or somebody who is creator or whatever it is. Natural defect. This is my natural defect. Sahajo dosha. Esha me sahajo dosha. It is my natural disorder. It is my natural blemish. It is my natural noxious quality. Natural disorder, natural defect, what can be done? It says, Esha me sahajo dosha swabhavo durattikramah. And it is difficult to be changed. It is unconquerable. Durattikramah, but it is unconquerable. It is difficult to be overcome, or in other words, the nature cannot be changed. So he says, don't tell me these things. I know you are telling all nice things, but nothing I can do. Naturally, what can I do? I will not. But that is not an excuse, of course. But naturally, what can I do? That is not an excuse. But still, that is what it is. That is what Swabhava is. Why Chanakya is saying so many things, and why others also said so much about Swabhava is to put it into our mind that how we carry forward the tendencies that we accumulate in the present course of our lifetime. Whatever we do, whatever we think, whatever we do, that becomes Swabhava for the next birth. It doesn't mean that we are helpless totally at the hands of Swabhava, but it only means how much importance we have to give to our present conduct, present behavior, present mannerism, present expressions. How much we should be careful about our thoughts, words, and deeds. It is these things that create the behavior. Swabhava, inputs, thought input, word input, deed input, all these things leave impressions and they become tendencies and often repeat and repeat and repeat, and that finally becomes our nature, inner disposition. This is only to make us very, very careful. Whatever we have done, nothing we can do about it. But something we have to do now. Select the good behavior and meet good people. That will be the final advice. That is very important. It is said in the Panchatantram, that also tells nice things about the behavior in the Panchatantram. It is said, Swabhavo nopadeshena shakyate kartumanyatha sutaptamapi paniyam पुनर्गच्छति शीतताम् पुनर्गच्छति शीतताम् स्वभावोनोपदेशेन शक्यते कर्तुमन्यथा सुतप्तमपि पानीयं पुनर्गच्छति शीतताम् पुनर्गच्छति शीतताम् स्वभाव, which is inherent nature, it cannot be changed by anyone. No one can change anyone's inherent nature. The example here that is given is Sutaptam api paniyam. The water which is well heated, even though you heat the water to a great extent, but after some time, punargacchati shitatam, it will return to its normal state of coolness. You heat the water, heat and heat and heat and heat, and afterwards you leave it, it will again come down to its natural coolness after some time. So, the attempt to change the behavior of the people will be like this only. How much ever one may attempt, it may be showing its influence temporarily, because the person, water gets heated up. So he will also appear to have imbibed these qualities, followed the suggestions, and then there are people going on telling, I told so many things, I told so much and so much and so much, and then again the person goes back to the same thing, again the person takes up the same thing. I told so many times, it appears as if the person has changed. They promise also, year afterwards I will not do like this, year afterwards I will not behave like that, year afterwards I will change myself. In that mood, in that moment, because of the heat, the water may behave differently. Some sounds also, some fumes also, fumes and sounds may come out. Like that people may say, hey, come on, see, here afterwards, to see me, what will happen? They may say so many things. You will see a different person altogether. Next time onwards, I will not do any chance. No chance for you afterwards. And immediately they will get a chance. They will give a chance. Why? Because it will come down to normal state of coolness. But that does not mean we should not go on heating. And somebody very wisely said, why do you want to leave that water at that state? Continue the heat. Keep on heating. And finally what will happen? It will evaporate. That evaporative state has to arise to the water. Afterwards you can't see. Only vapor. And somebody else said it will become more pervasive. And thereafterwards anybody getting influenced by the vapor will get more disturbed. But that is not the issue actually. It is said constant satsanga and sadhusanga. Later on the advisors will be in that lines only, in those lines only. It will provide constant, that is to underline, continuous constant. It will provide, it will make this Swabhava reach that stage. It will heat up, heat up, heat up, heat up, heat up. With the tejas of the practices, good practices. See, when we practice also, when we do tapas also, because of that tapas, tejas will be gone. Tejas will arise out of that tapas. Heat and light will arise out of that tapas. That will convert the bad behavior into vapor. Of course, that is an attempt, that is a good attempt. But the individual also should be ready to give in to such satsanga. Continuing further, Sri Chanakya is little harsh and more direct in telling about the attempts that are made to change the behavior. He says, Durjanam sajjanam kartum Upayo nahi bhutale. He says upayo nahi bhutale. There is no way, there is no idea in this world which can durjanam kartum sajjanam. Durjanam sajjanam kartum. Which can turn a durjana into sajjana. A bad person into a wicked person into a good person. A bad person into a gentleman. And the example he cites here is a little tough example. He says, Apanam shatadha gautam. Apanam shatadha gautam. Na sreshtamindriyam bhave. Na sreshtamindriyam bhave. Gautam means washed, cleaned, polished, brightened, purified. I repeat again. Gautam means washed, cleaned, polished, brightened, purified. 100 times you do this to what? Apanam, to the excretory organ, to the anus, 100 times you do this. Washing, cleaning, polishing, brightening, purifying. It will never become a sreshta indriyam. It will never become like mouth. It will never become like mouth. Even if you do 100 times. It will only let out what it should let out. It will never become like mouth. Apanam shatadha gautam nasreshta indriyam. Why so much of intense examples are being taken? It is only to warn us about our associations, mental association, intellectual association, emotional association, with what type of people we are associating with. So let us be careful about our thoughts, about our emotions, about our intellectual ideas, the ideals that we hold on to, all that we have to be careful. A great research that is done in the 21st century in bringing about effective behavioral change in the people who are with bad behavior. One of the most important things that produce great results is satsanga, constant companionship, continuous companionship, not once in a while, continuous companionship with the good, continuous suggestion, guideline or guidance. And another thing is unconditional love given to those people. This is a research finding, experiment done on selected people. Unconditional love. Keep them in one particular place, well protected place. Constantly give satsang and unconditional love. With total patience. Love generally is given with conditions. When we give unconditional love, the research says the energy levels of the person who is giving unconditional love, because there is no conditional love, just love, express love for no reason whatsoever. There is no eligibility there in the person, but just express the love unconditionally. Have no condition for giving love, no selective process for giving love. Just keep on giving love, keep on giving love, keep on giving love. Because unconditional love, when it is expressed, the energy levels rise to such an extent where the consciousness level of the person who is giving out this unconditional love automatically gets connected with healing energies. Automatic healing takes place. Healing emanates from the person who gives unconditional love. Remember this. Unconditional love gets associated with dimension of perfect healing. Those healing energies that are there automatically get expressed to the person. And once the healing sets in, it starts healing the mental wounds, emotional wounds, the past things that were there in the person, which paved the way for this type of a behavior. Healing from within, dealing from within. It is not commanding the person. It is not externally controlling the person, dominating the person, suppressing the person. There are different experiments that are done with people. There were some daring people who have done these experiments. But what they used is continuous satsang and sincere expression of unconditional love. Invoking God to make them capable of expressing this unconditional love, forgiving their behavior, whatsoever they are, just forgive and unconditionally express the love. That will start healing the inner wounds of those people, the mental, the emotional wounds. And there it will start bringing about the change. Love brings the transformation. Not ordinary love, not love with conditions, not love with so many other touchstones connected with it, unconditional. That experiment is done in our times. That itself tells satsanga, which lifts us into higher levels. Satsang lifts us to the level much beyond unconditional love also, if we hold on to it, to the level of oneness between us and everybody else in this universe. Much more beyond that also. So, when we can express our love, not only we heal ourselves, but we also become instrumental in healing others of their bad behavioral tendencies. How beautiful it is, how nice it is. It should not be misunderstood, it should be clearly understood. You have to give time for the people to change. And what we have to give is satsang and unconditional acceptance of those people. And having patience to talk to those people for a longer period of time. That should be taken up as a mission. And those people who did this experiment really took it up as a mission. Then only they could achieve those things. So, these are beautiful things which can bring about the change. But one thing which is very important here is, you should not leave those people to themselves. You should attempt the change, certainly. Not because of age they will grow, not because of gaining more experiences they will grow. It is said, a pumpkin which is having bitterness in it, even though it becomes ripe, it will not lose its bitterness. Just because they grow in age, they will not change unless and until they attempt this change with satsanga and somebody of unconditional love. That is why a Satguru is necessary, or a person who is constantly holding on to the path of truth and dharma is necessary. Only they can express unconditional love. That will definitely bring about a change. In the presence of such people, without any effort, already the change starts happening. That is the glory of that sanctity of the personality and divinity of the people of higher levels of consciousness. It is also said that a charcoal which is of black color it will not change its color even after 100 washings. Take the charcoal and keep on washing. It will not change. But if we place it in fire, it will imbibe that redness of the fire, the heat of the fire, and it will become like fire. That is the power of satsanga. So satsanga is very important in dealings with all such people. Then what is to be done? The advice is satsanga only, very clear. What is to be done? We have to expose ourselves to the satsanga. We have to expose such people also to the satsanga. But we have to be very clear in our efforts and attempts. Sincerity should be there. There was one priest who found a problem in his house with cockroaches. There were so many cockroaches that were troubling him. So he went to a shop and bought insecticide. There are so many insecticides, so he bought one insecticide. And he came home. He was about to use it on these cockroaches. Because he was a priest, suddenly got a thought. I may be committing a sin because of killing these cockroaches. Then sin is very dangerous. Actually, as far as dharma of maintaining cleanliness of the surroundings and oneself is concerned, that is our duty to maintain cleanliness. In the process of maintaining cleanliness, which leads to health, it doesn't matter about these things. But that is the dharma. But this man got a different thought. So, I may commit a sin. So he went to the shop again and told the shopkeeper, please take this insecticide back because I may commit sin. I feel that you are also giving me this insecticide. You will also have to sin. You will also get sin. I will also get sin. So let us not be sinners. So it is very bad to become sinners. So please take it back. The shopkeeper said, sir, I guarantee to you, neither I will incur sin nor you will incur sin. Please take it away. What is that? How do you sin? Repeat it. Sir, neither I will incur sin nor you will incur sin. Why? How? Because, sir, it is a spurious insecticide. It is not original. It will not kill the cockroaches. Go and use it. That man can come home to use it, but actually what has happened there? He did not give the correct one, but he convinced this person that he will not get any sin. In the process of convincing that person that he will not get any sin, he has already committed something like that, because giving something which is not original. So, the behavior will influence people like that. It is very strong, which is there inside. Once, it seems, one postman got a speed post to be delivered to one owner of the house. Speed post to be delivered. So the postman was working in that area since a long time. So because of his work there in that place for a long time, once in a while he used to expect something from the owners of those houses whom he was serving. So this postman got that speed post letter and then gave it to the owner of the house, and he waited there for a while. So the owner tore that letter and started reading it. So this postman thought, I will get some good tips because it is a good news, naturally. I will get some good tips for some money and all. So he was waiting and looking at it. He is understood that he has to be given some tips. But this man, the owner of the house, was a miser. He was a miser of highest order. So he looked into that letter and immediately yelled at his wife, "Come on! Keep some water ready! I have to come and clean myself! Something bad has happened!" The moment he said that, the postman thought, "My God, some bad news, and I could not say no here and now." He disappeared from the scene. Then the wife came running. "What happened? What happened? What happened to whom? What happened?" This man said, "Don't worry, nothing happened. I want to drive away that fellow. Actually, this letter says, our son who is studying in the city stood first in the whole university and got gold medal also. And immediately there was some placement offer also. Got a job also. Now go and get some sweet and then make some payasam and then get it soon. Now why did you stay like that? See, even though that was a good news, but what expressed out of that person is that behavior only, that mannerism, what was it? It can't be changed just like that. There was one person who was traveling in a train. And then, after a while, he started observing his co-passenger. His co-passenger was eating something. He was gulping certain things, one after another, slowly. And then, each time he gulped, he started smiling more, he started feeling more good, more great, and all. He was expressing all these things. So, this passenger was observing that co-passenger eating something and then extra smile, extra glow, extra feeling of happiness and all that. He asked him, what are you gulping? What are you taking? He said, these are hybrid seeds of intelligence. Very rare. They are the products of an experiment conducted in Europe. I got them from Germany. Hybrid seeds of intelligence. Seeds. I take few seeds, my intelligence levels will grow. Accordingly, my levels of happiness also will grow. I will become more sharp and more wise. And this man, who was told by his office people many times that he is not sharp, he is not bright, he is not brilliant, he is not intelligent. So he thought he will also eat some seeds. He said, where are they available? Nowhere available. I got them from Germany, they are not there. But can you give me few seeds? No, they are not free. Okay, I want to buy them, can you give me some free? No, I am not interested in sending them. I want. No, please. So he went on for a while. Then that person said, okay, 500 rupees per seed. 500 rupees per seed? What do you think? These hybrid seeds of intelligence, man. Do you think we can get intelligence free of cost? Okay, then you look at this pocket and then took out whatever money he had, and then 5,000 rupees he took out, and then he said, please take this and give me 10 seeds. 500 per seed. Then he took those seeds and then he started eating them slowly. And then already the person said you have to chew them, you have to make them juicy and then only gulp them. You know how to eat also. Then he also did that. But after he took few seeds, then he understood that this was nothing like that. He was somehow cheated. These were all normal seeds of some fruits and vegetables. He understood. He has eaten such things earlier. So, then he looked at him and said, you fellow, you cheated me, you deceived me, and then you told that we are the seeds of intelligence, and then you deceived me. I paid you 5,000 rupees for this. You cheat. And that man said, see, already you started becoming intelligent. See the effect? See the effect? Very intelligent before. The moment you gulp a few seeds, see, intelligence has grown. What are you talking? Otherwise, how can you analyze this? How can you understand that this could have happened? This is all because of the seeds. Buy more and become more intelligent. So, we can't take some seeds just like that and then start changing our behavior. Actually, what we have to do is we have to constantly expose ourselves to good people who are divine insight and their deliverances, meaning whatever they deliver in the form of speech, in their behavior, in their blessings. If we can get exposed to these things, they can certainly bring a change in the behavior of all these people or nature slowly after a long period of practice and sadhana can show some good improvement. So then it is also said in the Hitopadesha that even if you take the tail of a dog and keep it inside the bamboo, bamboo inside it is shallow, keep it inside the bamboo, keep it there for a certain period of time. The moment you take out that bamboo, immediately it will become crooked. Like that, without self-effort, mere external application will not bring about a change. It needs a self-effort from the side of the person who understands that something is not okay. That is why satsanga is very important. So what has to be done? So it is said here, Tyajadu jana samsargam. Samsarga means contact. Tyajadu jana samsargam. Samsarga means company. Samsarga means association. Samsarga means proximity. Samsarga also means familiarity. Samsarga also means touch, keeping in touch. Samsarga also means that proximity, touch, familiarity. Samsarga also means intimate relationship. So, Tyajadu jana samsargam, meaning Tyaja, leave the contact with bad people, company of bad people, association of bad people, union of bad people, proximity of bad people, touch with bad people, familiarity with bad people, intimate relationship, of course. So, Tyajadu jana samsargam. Then what to do? Bhaja sadhu samagamam. Bhaja sadhu samagamam. Please repeat. Bhaja sadhu samagamam. Bhaja sadhu samagamam means gain the company of friendship of good people, not sadhus. Then Guru Punya Mahoratram. Guru Punyam Ahoratram Smara Nityam Anityata. Very intense practices are narrated here. First one is Tyaja Durjana Samsargam. Even familiarity and contact and touch with those people. Tyaja Durjana Samsargam. Bhaja sadhu samagam. Come into contact with, friendship with, relationship with, company of sadhu jana and sadhu samagama, association with them, association with their teachings also. Guru punyam, constantly Guru punyam, ahoratram, day and night, night and day, day and night, day and night. There is no time left. Guru punyam, ahoratram, day and night. Constantly involve yourself in good deeds, meritorious actions. Continuously involved in meritorious actions. This is how we can change the swabhava. Continuously involved in meritorious deeds. Not just once in a while. That is why Gurudev said, our Samskruti is everyday Samskruti. Every moment Samskruti. Not one day Samskruti. Continuous. Sadhana is constant. Guru Punyam Ahoratram. Day and night. Continuously keep doing meritorious deeds. Meaning, even at night time also. How do we do at night time meritorious deeds? When we go to sleep? Go to sleep contemplating upon God, thinking of God, meditating upon God. So when we go to sleep also, that inner level of contemplation automatically by the unconscious layers of the mind continuously happens, or even that conscious layers constantly become conscious of that sadhana after a certain levels of rise in the evolution. Night also. So even night also we have to do sadhana. So how nicely it is said. The moment we wake up also it should start with sadhana. To change swabhava is a joke. It should be done like otherwise it will not change. Otherwise same thing will happen. Whatever is told in other examples. So Guru Punyam Ahoratram. Then continuously Smara Nityam Anityata. What Anityata? The temporality or impermanence or perishable nature or evanescence of the world and worldly things. Continuously think of them. That they are temporary, they are impermanent, they are evanescent, they are fleeting, they are passing, they will disappear, they are vanishing. You have to remember continuously. Smara Nityam, remember again and again, again and again. Because any time we get certain temptation, we get certain pull, we get certain push, immediately we should remember that this is temporary, this is momental, we should not give it to this thing. So remember again and again. Constantly we are doing punya, but at the same time we have to remember this impermanent nature of the world. When we combine all these things, then definitely some change is going to happen surely. That's why it is said, Yadi satsanga nirato, Yadi satsanga nirato, Bhavishyasi bhavishyasi, Atadu jana samsarge, Patishyasi patishyasi. If we come into contact with sadhu jana, sat jana, samsarga, yadi satsanga nirato, one who has nirati. Nirati means nirati towards satsanga, fondness towards satsanga. Nirati also means devotion for the company of the wise, for the satsanga, devotion for the satsanga. If one has, or if one cultivates devotion for the satsanga, then bhavishyasi, bhavishyasi. Such a person, bhavishyasi means rises to height. Bhavishyasi means reaches elevation. Bhavishyasi means attains exaltation. Means comes out of the low behavior, comes out of the earlier svabhava, rises above that, goes beyond that, goes beyond limitations and weaknesses and conditionings of one's own inner nature. So rises to exaltation, reaches elevation, rises to great height. Bhavishyasi bhavishyasi, atadu jana samsarge. Whereas if one has association with the bad people, he falls down. Patishyasi falls down. Patishyasi drops down. Patishyasi descends down into lower levels. Descends down into lower levels. Drops down into lower levels. Falls down into misery. Falls down into misery. Patishyasi, patishyasi. So we should avoid that, because bhavishyasi, bhavishyasi is very important, not patishyasi, patishyasi. So that is why even Yajurveda says, Vayur anilam amrutam aderam basmandagam shariram om kratosmara klivesmara krutagam smara. Yajurveda says, your body, O Jiva, is made up of 5 elements and it is perishable. Asmandagam shariram. It will become ashes. Finally, one day it will turn into ashes, because it is made up of 5 elements. But what should you do before it turns into ashes? Om Kratosmara. Meaning, think of that Paramatma who has his name as Omkara. The name of Paramatma is Om. Omkara. Kratosmara. Om Kratosmara. Please think of Paramatma. Contemplate upon Paramatma. Contemplate upon Paramatma who has Om as his name. So think, contemplate upon Omkara. Then Jivesmara. Compare your power with God's power. Your impotency with God's potency. Your limited capacity with God's unlimited capacity. You are finitude with God's infinity. See that? When we compare, when we know, oh God, He is great, God is great. I am so small, He is so great. Then I will start accepting the greatness of God. At the same time, once we accept the greatness of God, natural respect is there towards Him, and we will start imbibing the qualities, imbibing the teachings that comes through the God in the form of avatara or in the form of scriptures. Then Kritagam Smara. Once you are successful in your comparison of yourself with the Supreme Godhood, then Kritagam Smara. Think of your past actions. Whatever situation you are in now. Why I am like this? Why these situations are like this? Because of my past actions. Good experiences because of good actions. Bad situations because of bad actions. So I must have done these things bad. I must have done those things good. So what I should do now? If I think about my past actions, now I will understand. These are the causes for my present situation, present experiences, present health conditions, so on and so forth. So in order to find a betterment in these situations and conditions, internal and external, I have to take care of good action. So thinking about past actions and comparing it with the present situation, now I will start doing better action. So, Om Krato Smara, Kive Smara, Kritagam Smara. We have to think in these lines in order to uplift ourselves. So, not that we cannot change the behavior, very tough, not easy, but constant application has to be done. Then only we can bring about it. Otherwise, suddenly it can happen. There were 7 black people who offered their prayers intensely to God. It seems God appeared and then granted boon to all of them, said, I will fulfill one boon of all of you. So then 6 people asked God, turn us into whites, turn our color into white color, because we feel great. So then God said, okay, Tadastu, immediately all of them were turned into white color. Then he looked at the 7th person. There were 7 people. 6 people were turned into white color. 7th person said, what is your wish? He said, turn all of them back into black color. They all, in spite of God's boon, they were brought back to their black color. One company of one Durjana is enough to destroy even the boon given to them by God. In His quality, no? His Swabhava, God is there. So He could have asked something for Himself, no? Swabhava, what can you do about Swabhava? He could have asked something. Let them do whatever they want to do, let them become God's presence. Boon. But He can't ask anything more. He will not bring them back. But I am feeling lonely, yeah? How can they leave me like this and go away? They come back. They came. What can they do? They come to it. There should be clarity. It is very important. What is there in us has to be studied. What is there with us has to be in our actions, in our expressions, in our inner nature. Satsanga is a beautiful opportunity and constant application of the ideas that is given in Satsanga. Day and night you have to do the good actions and constantly think about the impermanence of the world, the continuous association with the good people and certainly dissociation with the bad people and bad behavior pattern. That is the way to change our Swabhava and then attain to the higher levels. Amrutandamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Guru